I want to talk about a problem that I see every day, and it could be a huge force in the future to change U.S. politics. I named this video "The Agony of the Millennials." Actually, my own son, he's 22, and he's having a lot of problems. he he got tickets, two tickets that are very expensive. He's struggling to pay for those, and then also his relationship fell apart, and he had to go look for a place, and he couldn't find a place, and he came and stayed with me. So he's extremely unhappy because he's a 23-year-old and he's living with a 57-year-old man. It just, things are not right. There is no common understanding or anything. Well, I'm trying to help him out with money, with car, and he doesn't have to pay rent. He has managed to maintain his job, which he likes a lot. He distributes cell phones and all that, and he's pretty successful at it too. I guess he's becoming one of the higher ups, and he's also an artist too. I'm actually very proud of him, but the way he feels, he senses the job market, he senses what's going on around him, and it makes him very leery, very uneasy, very insecure. Um, he was working in like restaurants, and I told him, hey, stop working for these chain food restaurants. Their jobs are very insecure. Plus, you're getting some money from me, and you don't need to work for them. And they are so insecure jobs, and you have to run around constantly. Just stick with one job that you like and you know how to do. And he kind of gave up those preoccupations. But I see other young people, they are very uneasy. The job market totally sucks. Many companies have gotten rid of many employees, and many jobs that were formerly very secure and well paying and now are nothing but crap. Um, Other companies are creating jobs that really pay $5 an hour, and they're all very insecure, very temporary, even though they don't tell you that. But there are very negative forces in society, and young people who are starting out, they sense these, and there is a lot of insecurity and anger. They don't know what to do with all this. The previous generation, which is my generation, we just partied and enjoyed everything, and we have left a huge wreck. The political system that we have left them is in shambles. It's based on very old ideas. None of our candidates represent them in any shape or form. They don't know if they went to college. When they graduate, if they graduate, they'll be able to pay their loans, or would they even have the resources to finish? Would they ever get a job? With the only jobs remaining is these restaurant jobs. Would they even have these jobs when they get out? Um, it, I mean, I don't feel that way when I look at the world, because hey, I'm on disability and retirement, and I work a little bit. I have a steady income. I don't feel so insecure and so full of anger, but hey, he does, and he has a lot of cause for that. And it seems that their progress to better jobs or better economies are totally blocked. One of the things that pisses him off a lot is the fact that he has to live here with me, and even though he does receive support, financial and otherwise, he does not feel good about it because it's not the money that he made. He was making a lot more money and he had a relationship and his own place, and now he doesn't have that. Just there is a lot of tension here, but I don't blame him. And some of this stuff are stuff that's happening in the society. The other thing is that's troublesome is the DMV give him a lot of trouble getting his license, and he got tickets. He has to struggle to take care of those. Uh, if I were in his shoes and I was looking at the wall, I would find it a very unfriendly place, just with many blockages to whatever I wanted to do. And I see other millennials around, and they are all pretty much act out the same way as he does. Um, I don't know. The system that we have and the economies and the politics that we have is a zombie economics and zombie politicians, or crony capitalism. Everything seems to be totally fixed, and well, what I'm saying is that this is gonna get out of hand, because the only people who are really producing, or they're working, or they have ideas, or they have visions or desires to in this society are the millennials, and they are very pissed off. I mean, how is our politics going to be? How is our economy going to be if we have all these very pissed off people around? I can only envision that many of the institutions we have are going to be totally trashed a year or less even in the future, because they don't work. They are dysfunctional. It's like my social life is very dysfunctional. I like certain kind of women, and I go after them, and they usually white women. They think nothing of me, and then the relationship starts out very well because I have the best of intentions, but it quickly deteriorates to something else. It's just that the perception of the dominant society is so far off from what any kind of would be sweeter or would be future employee has in mind, which means there's a real gulf, real dislocation here, and that's why things will fall apart. I think that our future is a very dark future with a lot of discord and a lot of infighting, a lot of many things going wrong. And the other reason I think that our future is very messed up is that technology makes individuals very empowered, and they don't really need corporations or government to do anything they want to do. And these things, even though they are there, they seem to help. They're nothing but a hindrance. I mean, at some point, small businesses and millennials people are just gonna say these things they don't work for me, and I'm just gonna set them by the side. I'm not gonna even spend my time or money fighting them. I'm just gonna go my own way. I mean, I can imagine a revival of many ways of thinking or doing business that were never heard of before. Um, but maybe we'll have an economic collapse and many of these companies and institutions will go belly up. We don't even have to worry about that. Anyhow, the other thing that I think will completely fall apart is that the political system or institutions that were based on premises and ideas of 50s and 60s generation, and that society isn't really here anymore, and we don't even have the economy that we had back then. And I think that we will have new parties, new cultural movements that are completely out of sync with the past. Uh, well, I hope that this generation can find some solace in making companies or making money using the new technologies, and just kind of not vent all their anger, which is quite justified at the past or past generations. Thank you very much for being my video channel. We'll chat about these off the cuff subjects again. Thank you.